Okay, so we are back. We are going to tackle exercise 4 now. This one is a bit trickier. The previous ones were just using objects. This time we're actually going to create a class. So what do we need to do? We need to create a class called student. A student class. Each student will be initialized with name, an age, and average grade. However, we do not need to pass an average grade at the beginning, so it always starts at none. It's a bit like the example we had with the date of death in the learning notebooks. We don't know what their average grade is at the time that we create the student. Great, so we need to create these 3 different students. We have some names, we have some ages. Great, so let's go and create the class. So I will start the way that I normally always start, which is whenever I need to start a class, I always write the stuff that's always the same, and then iterate on that. So I start with the words class, student. Great, I know that it will have an init, so init, init always takes at least self. It will take more stuff, but for now I'll just write self, and I don't really want to think about it too much yet, so I'll write pass, then I'll think, are there any methods that I need to use here? No, no methods, so this is it. Great. So now I can come back here and think, okay, what does it need to know? What do I need to pass to this class in order for it to start? I need to pass it a name. I need to pass it an age. Do I need to pass it an average grade? No, we've established that the average grade always starts at none, so there's no point in me always saying none, none, none. So I'm not going to pass it anything here. So what I'll do is I will say self.name equals name, self.age equals age. Brilliant. And that actually would be enough if we didn't have this average grade thing. So how do we do with this average grade part? That always initializes as none. Great, so self.average grade equals none. And again, the reason why we don't have to pass the average grade here is because it will always be none. If we wanted to make that flexible, if we wanted to say it will probably always be none, but maybe we want to be flexible and accept students from other schools that already come from with an average grade, then we do something like this. And then here it would just be average grade. But that's not the case. We've said that it's always none, so that just goes straight here, and it's always none. Great, and we have the student class already. Great, so now we need to use the student class to create Min, Maria, and Sam. Min is a student. The name is Min1. The age is 15. And anything else? No, nothing else. Average grade starts on its own. Brilliant. I'll be lazy. I will now do a couple of copy pastes. And this will be Maria, this will be Sam, Maria Mingus, and the age is 13. And here it's Sam El Presidente Hopkins, and Sam is 8. Sam is too young to get into high schools, as we'll find out soon. Great, so we have our student class. Let's actually do a little test before we run the grader, and let's see if Min has a name. Great. Does she have an age? Yes. Does she have an average grade? It doesn't print anything, but I can actually see, is this none? Yeah, brilliant. Okay, that's what I wanted. If there weren't anything here, so if we'd implemented this without this line, we'd actually get a very different thing. We'd say, there's no such thing as average grade. What are you talking about? But this way, we have a none, so we're good. Let's see if we pass the asserts. We pass the asserts. Great.